Hi, welcome to Coffee and Pearls, Wisdom and Motivation for Catholic Moms. I'm Sterling Jaquith, and I'm so excited about this, my very first episode. I'm going to talk a little bit about what you can expect from Coffee and Pearls, but before I dive into that, I want to explain a little bit about why I felt so strongly about starting this show. So from a very young age, I knew that I loved business. It all started when I was 11 years old, and I went huckleberry picking with my family, and we brought them home and we made a huckleberry pie, and everyone loved this pie. And we went to go buy one, and it turns out you can't really buy huckleberry pies in the store. And so I had this brilliant idea that I would use my younger brother as slave labor, and I would make him go pick huckleberries, and then I would use my grandmother's kitchen and make these pies. And so I calculated out all the ingredients to figure out exactly what my profit would be for each pie. And I even designed a logo, and I called it High Rise Pies. And I thought it was so clever. And turns out that I don't like making pies very much. I never made a single pie, but I loved the process of writing this little business plan. And so that really began my love affair with business and entrepreneurship. And I studied that in high school, and I continued to study that in college. And as part of studying that and writing business plans, I would read self-improvement and leadership books. Books like Good to Great, The Tipping Point, Think and Grow Rich, anything that was about leadership or managing a company, time management, goal setting. I would read these books, and what I found was this was really important for my personality type. I am a sanguine personality type, and for those of you who haven't read The Temperament That God Gave You, a sanguine personality type is someone that gets really excited about something, and then often they may get distracted and not finish the project that they started. And so before I heard that term, I used to call myself a burster, right? And so I burst with excitement over something, and then I lose steam and I don't always finish something, a project that I've started. And so these books, I would turn to these books to find motivation to kind of get me over that hump. And so I would read these books and feel re-energized. I would feel excited again about the prospect of either my project or a business that I was starting, and it would give me that energy or those ideas to really get me over the edge and to finish my project. So I've always read books like these, and it's something that's always been a big part of my life. Now, fast forward, I'm 25, and my life changes in a huge way. I convert to Catholicism. I meet my husband and we get married. We get pregnant right away, and I move to a new city where I don't know anyone. This was a lot of life change all at once for me. And like a burster, I was really excited. I had this new house, I had this new baby, this new life. It was going to be great. And then the excitement wore off a little bit, and I found myself struggling. I wasn't a good housemaker, right? I didn't know how to cook. I didn't know how to clean my house, and I didn't know how to raise a new baby. And I was lonely. I was in this new city. I didn't know anyone. And it turns out that the Catholic Church that we were closest to wasn't really that great at welcoming people, and I had a hard time fitting in. And so I found myself feeling really discouraged. And I found myself in this job all of a sudden that I wasn't really good at. And so my self-esteem really started to plummet. And so I did what I always did. I went to these books and I started to look for some self-improvement guides to help me kind of get out of this funk that I was in. But instead of helping me, instead of giving me that excitement that they normally did, I found that I was more discouraged. I was reading these books about men who were starting great companies and creating these amazing empires, and I was a little bit jealous. And I thought, well, I want to be out doing that instead of here cleaning up diapers. And even the points of wisdom that these books had, these really great tips for business, I could tell that they were really great ideas, but I struggled with how to apply that to my own life. And I would read a book about time management, but that doesn't really help you if you're at the mercy of a newborn schedule, right? And I would read about trying to turn a profit, but that doesn't really apply to being a stay-at-home mom either. And so that wasn't helping me at all. Then I had another idea. I'm Catholic, and one of the cool things about being Catholic is that you have access to all the lives of the saints. So many amazing books have been written about these people who just had a wonderful testimony to Christ and who gave their life up and did really incredible things. And so I pulled a couple of those biographies out and I started reading them. And in a way, they were inspirational. These were pretty incredible people. But I wasn't about to give away all of my possessions and become a monk in 17th century France. And so I found myself also asking, how does this apply to my life? Okay, I'm still stuck here in suburbia. I've got this baby. I'm lonely. I'm drowning a little bit. I need some help. And so I was complaining to my husband one night, oh, this is so frustrating. I don't know what to do. I feel like I have all of these talents and these desires in my heart for business, and yet I look at my sweet little girl and I want to spend time with her, but I'm not very good at it, or being home or taking care of this house, and I'm just frustrated. And I even said, I wish I was just one of these saints, right, that had one of these great visions where Jesus came and told them what to do. I said, if Jesus came and told me what to do, I would do it, even if it was hard, and even if I didn't want to do it. I feel like most of us feel like that, right? But the truth is, I didn't have any visions. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. And so my husband said, you know, why don't you go to adoration? Why don't you go to adoration and just spend some time there and pray about it a little bit? And so that's exactly what I did. And I went in there and I said, all right, Jesus, I'm having a hard time. I said, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not very happy. I'm really struggling. I feel like I'm totally out of my element. And I'm drowning here in this baby world, and I don't know what to do. Please tell me what to do. What is it that you want my job to be? And so I just sat there and I listened for a little while. And then I had this moment, and I really feel like God whispered into my heart, I've already told you what to do. And I had this moment and I thought, wow, he's right. And of course, he's always right. And what he was saying to me was, I have in no uncertain terms told you to be a wife. And I have in no uncertain terms told you to be a mom. You already have your vocation, and you're going to do those for the whole rest of your life. And I thought, all right, because I had just told my husband, if Jesus came and told me what he wanted to do, I would do it, even if it was hard. And so right then I decided I needed an attitude change. I needed to come back and learn exactly how to be happy living in toddlerland, because that's probably where I was going to be for a while. And so with renewed enthusiasm, because I decided to get excited again, I went back to those books and I said, you know, there's great information in here. I'm going to pull out what's important for me. And you know what? It turns out that the business books have a lot of great advice for moms. Kids are a lot like employees. Husbands are a lot like business partners. We all struggle with time management issues. I'm not balancing budget sheets, but I'm certainly making a grocery budget. And we all have to set goals and make priorities. And so with just a little bit of tweaking, I was able to take these great pearls of wisdom from these books and apply it to my life. And I did the same thing with the biographies of the saints, because it turns out, just like me, they were sinners, and they struggled with that, and they struggled with self-control, and they struggled with wanting to make Jesus happy with their life. And we all struggle with that. And so, you know, with just coming at it with a fresh perspective and trying a little bit harder, I was able to learn a lot from both of these sources. And the more I learned, and the more I started sharing this with other people, the more excited I became about it. And I heard two things over and over again. One, my friends would say, wow, that's a great idea. I'm going to try that. I thought, yeah, it is a good idea. And the second thing that they would say is, man, I don't know how you do it, how you read so many books. And I thought, that's true. I do read a lot of books. I make a lot of time for that. And I thought, I bet a lot of moms don't have time to do that. And even the ones who do, it's unlikely that they're headed to the business section of Barnes & Noble. And so they're not even reading these books that I'm reading. And I thought, I would just love to get this information to those moms. And that is why I wanted to create Coffee and Pearls. That's why I wanted to share this information and this journey that I've been on with all of you. And I wanted to do that because I know that there have to be moms out there that struggle the same way that I struggle, that are lonely, living in a town of thousands of people, but being stuck in your living room all day, and not knowing how to be a good housewife, not knowing how to be a good wife, not knowing what to do with your kids or what's best for them, and how to figure it all out. And so that's what I'm going to do, is help you with those challenges. So every week, I'm going to do a video just like this, and I'm going to review a book that I've read, either a business book, like a self-help or self-improvement leadership book, or a religious book, something written by one of the great church fathers or one of the saints. And I'm going to translate that for moms. I'm going to say, you know what, here are my favorite 3 points, but here's how they apply to your life. And this isn't just for stay-at-home moms. This is really going to be about busy moms, because I think that's what most of us are struggling with. We're busy, and we're trying to figure out how to get it all done. And so every week I'm going to go over a book. I'm going to put out the video. But if you can't watch a video, because I know that that's difficult for some of us, I'm also going to put out an audio format as well. So you can just listen to it maybe when you're driving in the car or when you're working out on your phone. And I'm also going to type up a summary of what I've said and put it on my blog. So there's 3 different formats that you'll be able to get this information in. And I'm hoping that it really reaches out and creates a community for moms who are struggling. And I know that it's something that I would have really appreciated in those years when I was a new mom and I was feeling really confused and discouraged. And everything that I do is going to be built on a foundation of Jesus and Catholicism, because that's the foundation for everything that I do in my whole life. So I'm really excited to share this with all of you. And I hope that you can stop by next week. I'm going to be putting out the first book review, which is going to be Start With Why by Simon Sinek. It's one of my favorite books. And to be honest, I don't have it all figured out. I just had my 3rd daughter. I moved to a new city. I've started going to a new church. And I've got a lot to figure out. But I'm going to keep reading these books. And I just wanted to take everybody on that journey with me. I wanted to share the information as I learn it with you guys. And I'm hoping that you share some information with me also. And I'm hoping to create a community for all of us moms that are just trying to be the best that we can be. So thank you for being a part of Coffee and Pearls, and have a blessed day.